Bruce, are you up there?
She's
Yeah.
doing something.
Yeah, that's
You're
what
working
they're
on it?
doing. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Can we check now?
Testing, testing.
Great, it appears that it's being picked up at the transcript, so I'm going to assume that that means it's being picked up.
It's bigger on the side ones.
Dina said it's working now.
Okay, great. TSD, can you make the transcript letters a little larger, please? Thank you. Appreciate your help on this. Okay, so with that, let's move on to public comment. Public comment is reserved for items that are not on the agenda. We ask folks to limit their time to 3 minutes per person, to provide their name and county of residence. If you're on Teams, you may raise your hand to be recognized, or in the Nat U Hill room, you may come to the podium. Great, thank you, TSD. Okay, I don't see anyone with their hand raised, so we'll move on to the next item, please.
Move approval of the minutes from October 23rd, 2024.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Any comments, corrections, or edits?
No.
All those in favor of approving the minutes for October 23rd, 2024 signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of the claims docket, accounts payable October 30th, 2024, and payroll November 1st, 2024.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We have auditor Ms. Gregory joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. The accounts payable claims docket for today, October 30th, 2024, totals $2,017,524.59. This includes all emergency claims and adjustments. This also includes a handful of ARPA claims that went out, totaling $205,485.83. A lot of those are rural housing repair, also ambulance and supply material for the Monroe Fire Protection District. So really good things happening in the community.
Yay.
And continuing here, the payroll docket for November 1, 2024 totals $2,254,686.70.
Great. Thank you so much. Comments or questions? Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Commissioner Githens?
It felt so good to see the rural housing repair and the ambulance stuff yesterday when I was going through the claims. So
Excellent.
thank you for letting folks know what's happening.
Excellent. Excellent. So good. All right. Any public comment on this item? You can raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the claims docket, accounts payable October 30th, 2024, and payroll November 1st, 2024, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. We'll note for the record, we have received a report from the treasurer dated September 2024. And now we will move on to new business, please.
Move approval of Rec Desk software agreement renewal, fund names, park non-reverting and cumulative capital, fund numbers 1178 and 1138, in an amount of $6,800.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Ms. Whitmer, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you. This is actually very simple. We share this with TSD department. They pay $4,800 and we pay $2,000 for a total of $6,800. This Rec Desk is used for facility reservations, program registration, scheduling, reporting, and invoicing. So it is quite critical for us that do business, and we are very happy with it.
Right. Comments or questions? Commissioner Githens?
No, I think it's a really nice addition.
Commissioner Jones?
Good idea.
Yeah. The price is not based on the number of parks, so that when we add our new park in, they're not going to, great, excellent. Thank you so much. All right, let's see if there's any comments or questions from the public. You may come to the podium in Nat U Hill or raise your hand on Teams. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the Rec Desk software agreement renewal signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you so much. Next item, please.
Move approval of National Cinemedia Agreement, Fund Name, Runaway and Homeless, Fund Number 8120, in an amount of $5,445.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here just to request a approval of a contract between the Youth Services Bureau, Monroe County Government, and National Cinemedia. The funds that will be used are out of our Runaway and Homeless Youth Grant, and so this is part of our outreach strategy where we do in-theater advertising as well as a lot of online streaming platforms and digital advertising, and get quite a few impressions over a period of about 25 weeks. So we're here to request approval of that.
All right, thank you so much. Comments or questions? Commissioner Githens?
I think the Safe Place program is so important, and I really appreciate all the effort to advertise this.
Thank you.
Commissioner Jones?
Yeah, this is a really valuable program, and not just for Monroe County. It does also really benefit other counties.
We serve Owen, Brown, and Greene as well now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I applaud this effort, and especially movies this time of year. It's a great buy. So thank you. All right, let's see if there's any public comment on this item. You can raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the National Cinemedia Agreement signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Next item, please.
Move approval of the revised 2025 Convention Center Management Agreement. Fund Name, Convention Center Operating, Fund Number 4005, in an amount of $462,000.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Mr. Cockrell.
Yes, this is a almost housekeeping item where we have a multi-year contract with our convention center management company, and each year the council appropriates an amount of money that goes towards their operation expenses, and this year they appropriated $462,000. The bulk of those funds are paid from actual revenues of the convention center, and if that does not cover it, then it would come out of the innkeeper's tax revenue. So this is not a property tax expense, but it's based on funds that are allocated for that purpose, either through revenue or through state law.
All right. Thank you so much. Comments or questions? Commissioner Githens.
As you know, recently we had a recovery summit at the convention center, and after that, I think the thing that hit me most was someone who said, and this is a local person, that he'd never felt more connected in our community. And so the things that go on at the convention center are really important. In fact, today they have the MC3 program going on there.
Mm-hmm. Commissioner Jones.
I'm just pleased to keep the convention center going.
Yeah, absolutely. Great management, and we appreciate their hard work and getting new business and keeping the building going and serving the community well. So, all right, let's see if there's any public comment on this item. You can raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. All right. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the revised 2025 Convention Center Management Agreement signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of Lambert Consulting Agreement Addendum, Fund Name, County General, Fund Number 1000, in an amount not to exceed $5,500.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second, and we have E joining us.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm going to change that not to exceed amount. Molly and I were still working on this on Friday when I submitted the request, and it should actually be $3,400 rather than.
It still works.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Just leave it.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So this is something new for us, and I've through talking to Angie and getting some feedback from departments, we have some materials that we use with for new employees or prospective employees or even our employees that we have. So we're trying to streamline and professionalize some of those documents for recruitment and retention and engagement. And I outlined some of those things there. One of the biggest things, open enrollment's a big thing, and we've more and more requests from new employees for a total compensation package, which we kind of put something together this year. It's a very lengthy document, so we want to try and streamline that, looking for some, there's a brochure that some departments are using, but it's a little old. So hopefully we can update that and have that available to all departments when they're going out in the community and trying to educate people on what their department does, what Monroe County government does. So that's just a few of the items, but trying to think our office, we've got some people in there that can somewhat put those things together, but we would like to just have some things in the event that we are not here in the future, somebody can pick it up and keep it going.
Sounds good. Excellent. Thank you. Comments or questions? Commissioner Jones?
I think it's a great idea.
Commissioner Githens?
Yes, I applaud these efforts. I think it's fabulous.
Yeah. I like the idea of adding in department information, and if we need to do more with that, let us know, because every one of our departments should have some information piece available for the public.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, I mean, students don't get taught civics anymore, so they need to understand how county government works and what happens. So excellent. Thank you so much. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. You can raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the Lambert Consulting Agreement Addendum signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you. Next item, please.
Move approval of Clark Dietz Task Order Number 2 for notice of funding availability with NDOT. Fund name, Cumulative Bridge, Fund number 1135, in an amount not to exceed $6,000.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. We have Ms. Ridge. Good morning.
Good morning. So we began the design of this project as local funding. So design and right-of-way, it's all been paid for through our Cume Bridge. However, as we get closer, the cost of inflation and replacing these bridges are getting extremely high. So we are planning on submitting this project in the November call for the notice of funding availability with NDOT. Only seeking construction and construction inspection funding. A little bit different than what we've done in the past, but reaching out to NDOT personnel, this is a good way to go. Kind of shows your local has skin in the game. We're ready to go to construction. The NOFA call is for the year 2030 fiscal year. However, doing it this way, there's a good possibility we could move the construction up by a couple years by not seeking design and right-of-way funding. So this will be our first shot at it. So Clark Dietz was, we have an on-call agreement with them. They were the designer of the project for the bridge. So we would like to assign this task order to submit that funding application.
Great. Sounds wonderful. Thank you. Comments or questions? Commissioner Githens?
Just that it always amazes me how far out you plan with roads and bridges. And
Really don't have a choice.
I was going to say.
Trying to think ahead a little bit.
or people just expect the roads and bridges to be there and to be functioning, and
Yeah,
it's not something that gets done.
Yeah, we have a
even
really
within a
good
year.
5-year program we've built. We try and really rely on that through our bridge inspection cycles and prioritize what the needs are, and the bridges that just need maintenance, not even replacements. It's an ongoing situation, and again, with the cost inflation, it really changes your priorities and direction you can go.
Commissioner Jones.
Yeah, it sounds like bridges are becoming an increasing problem kind of countrywide. And I'm very pleased that you're so proactive about it. it can be a pretty awful thing when a bridge goes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate your work on this. All right, let's see if there's, and do thank you for that, the novelty, the idea of, switching tactics a little bit to get things done. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. You can raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill.
May I ask what the item is, please?
We're on item E.
No comment, thank you.
Thank you. All right, all those in favor of approving the Clark Dietz Task Order Number 2 for notice of funding availability with NDOT signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of award to E&B paving contract for Victor Pike Curve Widening Project. Fund name, Motor Vehicle Highway, fund number 1178, in an amount of $98,344.
I don't know if I'm seeing right on mine. It says 1176.
1170, thank you.
I didn't even catch that.
Okay.
Fund number
Thank you.
1176. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Okay. The second.
That's a second. All right. Excellent. Thank you for that. All right. Ms. Ridge.
We were alerted of a situation of a curve that needed some improved sight distance. The county owns the eastern portion of the inside of this curve. It's a mitigation property that we acquired through I-69 construction. So we worked with the mitigation team through NDOT and got permission to increase the safety in this curve. There's a lot of semi-truck traffic that goes through there with the quarries that are located in this area. The mitigation site is really restricted on what you can do on this mitigation property. After talking with Lockmuller Group that works with the mitigation properties with NDOT, our engineer, we came up with this solution of increasing the width of the curve to improve the sight distance for the traveling motorists in this area. So we invited 3 contractors, E&B Paving, Lentz Paving, Milestone, to quote on the widening of the curve at Victor Pike. We opened the sealed quotes on October 23rd at 9 a.m. 2 quotes were received by E&B and Milestone. We'd like to award E&B the project for being the lowest, most responsible bidder. And also with the stipulation that this would be done, completed by December 20th of 2024.
Oh, great. That's really fast. Excellent. Thank you. Comments or questions, Commissioner Jones?
This is a very good idea. I'm glad you came up with it. I've been hearing a bit about that, and yeah, thank you very much.
Commissioner Githens.
I was trying to figure out exactly where this is. Is this right now down near the Limestone Greenway?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the mitigation. When we extend it, that mitigation
curve,
property
yeah.
there, where we'll probably locate the Bridge 83 when we construct it out to that area to extend that trail.
Okay.
That's work session business. All right. Thank you so much. Great idea. Thank you for safety first thinking, as always. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. You may come to the podium in Nat U Hill or raise your hand on Teams. All right. Seeing none, all those in favor of awarding E&B Paving the contract for Victor Pike Curve Widening Project signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. We don't have any appointments today, correct? And just a couple of announcements. Just a reminder that early voting continues at 302 South Walnut, the old Napa building across from the bus terminal, bus station. Early voting is open today, Thursday and Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday, November 2nd, 9 to 4, and on November 4th, 8 to noon. Of course, Election Day times are, voting is at your precinct, and the times are 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. We are encouraging folks to consider becoming involved in Monroe County CASA, and the next training will be January 21st through February 20th, 2025. It sounds so odd to say that year. Tuesday and Thursday evenings, 5:30 to 8:30. Applications are due by January 10th. Go to monroecountycasa.org for more information. We are seeking applicants for all boards and commissions, including an opening we have currently on the Redevelopment Commission and the Human Rights Commission. Please go to co.monroe.in.us for more information. We do host office hours via Teams each month for anyone wishing to speak with a commissioner 6 times a month. Go to the calendar on our website and look for the dates and times. The next blood drive that we're hosting with the Red Cross is held at Ivy Tech, Shreve Hall, Wednesday, November 6th, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Friday, November 8th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The next, the blood bank blood drives in December are Wednesday, December 11th, 1 to 6, and Friday, December 13th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Please go ahead and sign up for the Monroe County Alert, which is on the megaphone on our homepage at co.monroe.in.us. Anything else for the good of the order? Mr. Cockrell.
Did you want to announce the Steinsville?
Yes, because I didn't have that with me, so if you would, that would be great. Thank you.
Yes, the auditor's office had received the requisite number of remonstrations against inclusion of the Bean Blossom Township into the Monroe Fire Protection Districts. That triggers a hearing, and we've scheduled that hearing for Thursday, November 7th at 5:30 at the Steinsville Elementary. So it will be in a location that's close to where the most of the remonstrators are from. So I just wanted to make sure you were aware and everyone else is.
Great, thank you for that. I did not have my notes with me, and just a notice as well that we won't be taking a vote at that meeting. This is strictly a public hearing.
Well, the trigger for the vote, it has not changed. It would still be
Right.
the requisite number of petitions of people who say, yes, we do want to join that. This is just a hearing to hear from the remonstrators as part of our rules.
Right, something, yeah. Good, thank you. Anything else? Do you have anything?
I just want to congratulate everybody who's already early voted. We're ahead of 2020 numbers by a good bit. I saw a line out the door yesterday when I went past.
Nice.
And so I really applaud those who are getting involved.
Yeah, and if you go to our website and go to the GIS page, you will see just how many people have voted early. It's a dashboard that's updated daily. It's really interesting to see that.
It's great.
It is great. I'm glad people are engaged. It's a really good thing. Excellent. Anything else for the good of the order? All right, it's 10:30. So when do you want to have our work session? 10:45?
Sure.
10:45? Excellent. All right, we will adjourn this meeting, and our work session begins at 10:45. Thank you. Go ahead and begin our work session for October 30th. It says September 25th on here. It's so funny. All right, we have 2 items. Let's see if there's others. Ms. Whitmer.
Thank you. I'm really excited to present this bridge report. It's the same bridge that Lisa Ridge was talking about, Bridge 83. And that bridge is scheduled to be replaced around 2027. It is on Dillman Road. They would like to move it to the Limestone Greenway, which is the Limestone Greenway Park, AKA the mitigation property, however you'd like to do it. It's an excellent candidate to be repurposed. It's a 1910 bridge, Warren Pony Truss. It spans 70 feet and it exhibits very little rust. I mean, and the reason why is that the Monroe County Highway Department has maintained it so well for over these years. It is a very good candidate. It is only 0.4 miles from Dillman to Limestone Greenway crossover that they need to put it at. The park board voted to store the bridge when it is, because Lisa needed that for her engineering thing. So they promised we can store it. Now, they didn't promise the money to store it, but the space to store it. It'll cost around $30,000 to $60,000 to disassemble, transport, put it on some blocks, put a fence around it, keep it safe, and it will literally be from here to there at its new resting spot. So, and once it's there, and we're going to try to find DNR grants to put it on the trail, to use the bridge as a match for a grant. I don't know if you've been across the bridge. Vehicles go across it every single day right now. It's absolutely drop dead gorgeous bridge. So we're excited. I just wanted to make sure you had the reports. I am not a bridge engineer, but I did read it. And one thing that stuck out, that it retains almost all of its rivets, which is very special. Only a few bolts have been replaced back to the well-maintained bridge. So do you have any questions about the bridge or what we're doing with it? And we hope that it'll go and have the Limestone Greenway lengthened. This bridge will allow that.
Yeah, this sounds like a wonderful opportunity, and I would like to congratulate the Highway Department on their efforts at maintenance.
Okay. Yes, I heard about this at the Parks Board meeting, and I think it will just fit along that Limestone Greenway in such, I'm excited about this. I think it'd be a great addition, and with the width on it, it'll still allow the same width basically as the almost the Greenway itself. Not quite, but that makes it easy for people who are rollerblading and biking and doing all kinds of other things along that trail.
Because that park will be a trailhead, right, which will have, you know, a very nice porta-john, but parking, ADA stuff. So you can gather all your stuff. You can either go to Bloomington one way, or you can go the other way for maybe another mile. So it will be very exciting.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, this was discussed at the through the MPO as well, as Ms. Ridge was working on getting the new bridge in place. And so, you know, I think it's a great idea. Is there anything legally that we have to do, Jeff, or is that there's nothing we have to do on this, right?
I don't think there's anything you have to do. We already own the bridge. We already,
right,
you know,
it's parks.
There'll be some contracts that come along,
okay,
but
right,
at those stages. But I think the general concept is more informational than anything else.
Okay.
And then it will be stored on Monroe County Board of Commissioners property.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Sounds great. Good. Good. Yep. All on board. Thank you.
Good. We'll keep working on it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much. Great. All right. Next we have planning. Ms. Crecelius.
Good morning. So I am following up today with a written commitment for the North Park 2 amendment that was approved recently. During that meeting, there were 2 conditions with your approval, which was to update and meet the requirements of the new stormwater ordinance, so 50 feet protection for sinkhole conservancy areas. And also, we discussed limiting crushing to business hours. Business hours, we didn't actually define during the meeting. No times were thrown out there. So I wanted to bring this back to you. The written commitment I provided has the new point number 6, which includes the 50-foot SCA, and then point number 9, which states any on-site crushing will take place between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. So if those hours are acceptable to you, we can move forward. Do you have any questions?
Great, thank you so much, Ms. Crecelius. Commissioner Githens?
No, should we have do we need a motion to accept this?
Let's see if, yeah, let's go ahead and have a motion, and then we'll take more comments.
Okay. I move approval of the addendum to the North Park 2 Plan Unit Development Outline Plan as presented in Ordinance 2024-40.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and that increases the sinkhole conservancy area from 25 feet to 50 feet and establishes business hours of 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. In point 6 and 9. All right, do you have any other questions or comments on this?
I appreciate the petitioner working with us on this.
Commissioner Jones, do you have anything?
No.
I don't either. I appreciate you bringing this forward. Let's see, since we do have a vote pending, let's see if there's any public comment on this item. You can raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill.
Hello, excuse me. My name is Joe Davis, 30-year resident, Monroe County. I object to any crushing activities in the conversion of this attractive property, really. When you're driving by on I-69, it's attractive. It's green, it's got vegetation, and it's just going to be filled in with a bunch of debris. It was pointed out during the approval for this PUD rezone that there would be inadequate oversight as far as to what materials were going to be deposited. And when it's all said and done, there's just going to be some ugly commercial industrial operation that's going to be there on top, and that for sure is not going to be attractive to the general public. So this seems like just another destruction of our limited land resource that we possess. We need to hold tight to it and think about what is the best and highest use for it, and just simply filling in every ravine and making everything flat so that we can have questionable development on top of it is not really truly serving the people nor the planet. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment on this item? You can raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. All right. Seeing none, we'll come back for a vote. All those in favor of amending the ordinance 2024-40, the North Park 2 Planned Unit Development Outline Plan, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. All right, does anybody have anything else for our work session? Any hands on Teams from Okay, great. All right, we are adjourned. Our next meeting is November 6th. Be sure to vote.
Day after Election Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.